Good evening, I'm Seth Meyers, and this is Late Night. We hope you're doing well. How's everybody doing? Let's get to the news. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced today that he will resign amid multiple allegations of sexual harassment. And this is frankly amazing. He made the announcement via book. That's right, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced today that he will resign amid multiple allegations of sexual harassment. So tune in to CNN tonight for, I don't know, a rerun of the history of the sitcom. Cuomo resigned today after being accused of sexual harassment by at least 11 women, and that's not even including the time he sexually harassed all of us.
Seth.
Yes.
I came here today to hang out.
Yeah.
And I love your monologues.
Thank you.
But can't we just have a conversation about the news?
Sure.
Can't we just be like European?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because in France, they like discuss things.
Oh, I see. So you sort of feel like the American way of talking about the news is like joke, 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 but you want to just slow it down.
It's very like, you know, toxic masculinity, you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
But let's just discuss what's going on. Hi, everybody.
Amy Poehler, everyone.
Hi.
Well,
I mean, I'm in New York. I'm in New
Yeah.
York for the summer. I love seeing you always, and I only get to see you often when we're working together or when I'm doing your show. So, like, let's hang out. Let's take this time.
Well, you're in New York, and, you know, I knew you were coming today, but I didn't know we would have Governor Cuomo resign this afternoon.
Yeah, Cuomo go-go's. Cuomo go-go.
Cuomo
go-go.
Guogo.
Cuomo. He went.
He went.
He went.
I want to run by some of the ways he says he greets people.
Ooh.
And I want you to tick, there were 4 he mentioned. I want you
Okay.
to tick if it's okay or if it crosses the line for you.
Okay.
Grip of the arm.
I don't like the word grip.
Yeah, grips are problematic.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Especially, I bruise easily, too. So a grip is going to give me a bruise.
Yeah.
And I don't want to remember that I met you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say no to that.
Pat on the face.
I don't like the word pat either.
No. I don't like anybody touching my face.
You're very particular about your face.
Inside of the mouth is fine because that's the. I don't like the dry side, but the wet part.
Yep. The only person allowed to pat my face is my plastic surgeon.
At the end to see if it holds.
Go ahead and
If
go,
it's holding.
Good job. Sticks it together.
I think we're good. He's like, I'm gonna give it a few pats, and then if it holds, you can go right out.
He's like, here we go. It won't fall off.
Slap on the back.
Well, I have a more positive connotation with that because that feels Irish to me.
Right.
But in this case, it's Italian.
Yeah. I think of everything we've gone through so far, slap on the back is the finest.
Although we've all had experiences where we've gotten the like angry slap on the back from
Right.
somebody that's like, good job, buddy.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
you, yeah. So here's the one that he buried this one. This was the third
Okay.
one he said because this was the
He
one
mumbled
that he
this
got.
one a little bit?
This is the one that he was sort of
Right.
he was referring to this allegation. Touch of the belly. He touched
Oh,
about-
that's going to be a no for me.
That's
dog.
a no, yeah. And that was
That's going to be a no for
a
me.
no for me. And he
belly-
touched a woman's belly.
Okay,
Yeah.
bellies. Any lady will tell you a belly is you don't. That's
Yeah.
not unless you're very proud of your abs.
Right.
You
Well,
don't.
as a man, I don't like my belly touched, and I've got like a 50-pack. You know,
You do.
it looks like bubble wrap.
Well, it looks like a plastic bag filled with 50 beers.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But beer cans, like a.
Beer cans like that shape. Yeah, belly. You know, when you're a woman, when you're a pregnant woman, that is a big thing.
He maybe said stomach. I'm now realizing. I
Okay,
think-
because belly's very different than
Yeah,
stomach.
I don't want to. Like the guy's had a bad enough day.
Okay, but stomach.
Touch. I mean, it's the same part, but he did
Touch
say
the
stomach.
stomach.
Touch a stomach.
Yeah, it's gonna be again like there's a stomach is a very forbidden place. Like few people touch other people's stomachs
Yeah.
unless you're pregnant, and then everyone on the subway
Right.
touches you on the stomach.
You're right. You were New York pregnant.
I was New York pregnant, and people really come at you like, like they really want to get it. They really want to
Yeah.
get it.
I'm going to tell you this,
Yeah.
which is a nice thing that I hope happens in the future. I would really like. We're going to have a new mayor. We're going
Right.
to have a new governor. I really want them to get along. There were a lot of problems I had with the leadership of the city and the state, but it really bothered me that the governor and the mayor didn't get along.
Yeah, I mean, and they can get along New York style.
Yeah.
Which is, like tease each other.
Yeah,
You know,
get
they can-
along Lethal Weapon style, where it's
Right.
like you're two different people,
Like,
You know,
Exactly,
they
like-
were like they were buddy cops in the first act of a buddy cop movie who just never went to the second or third act.
you're right. Like it is when you have stress in life, and a lot of families have a lot of stress right now. You don't want to also see your politicians arguing
Yeah.
like that.
And
That's
really
true. That's very true.
I don't think they liked each other at all.
No, they didn't like each other at all.
I think de
and
Blasio's super happy today in a way that's maybe a little. I think he should try to tamp it down a little.
you're right. He's probably given a lot of slaps on the back,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Sorry to hear about this, buddy."
He's like, "Give me here. I'm gonna
He's
touch
like,
some
"Let me
stomachs."
see your stomach." Oh!
Hey, while we're talking about politicians, Obama birthday party.
I'm so glad I didn't get invited.
Yeah, I thought it was, and I say this as someone.
I would never go.
I will say two things. One, not invited. Two, such a bad idea to have a party like that.
If somebody invited me to that kind of cool party, I would be like, no way.
Not the time.
I'm so glad I wasn't invited.
Or the place. All right, real quick though, let's just pretend. Be honest. I'm gonna pretend to be Obama right now. Want to come to my party?
Sure.
Okay. I want to talk about a big news story
All right.
because I think it's the kind of story I want to get your bounce off.
Wait, you have them on cards?
Well, I just wanted to be ready.
Oh.
Did you hear about the orangutan who?
Okay.
All right, so
I have heard
somebody
about this.
in an Indonesian zoo dropped their sunglasses into the zoo enclosure, and then the orangutan started putting them on. Have you looked at the photos yet?
Oh, yeah.
Like that?
I have a lot of thoughts.
So what do you have a lot of thoughts?
Okay. Accidentally dropped your sunglasses
Okay.
in the enclosure.
I see where you're going here.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
That I feel like somebody threw their sunglasses in to see what the orangutan would do.
Yeah.
And I think you might know this about me. I respect animals. I love animals. That is a big animal. I don't like when people get close to big animals.
Right.
I don't even really like zoos, sorry, but you know, I guess you have to have, I don't know, what's our zoo take today, but so I feel bad for animals in zoos, and I don't like when regular human things interact with animal things.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, I don't know if it was a woman or man, but let's say she didn't drop it on, like, oops.
You think she saw
Yes.
like the orangutan doing something else?
Yes,
she
and
was
then I get worried that the orangutan, that this is I'm a little conspiracy theory that like the trainers trained the orangutan to do that. I know, I'm sorry. This is what I think about.
So then was the
Fake
woman
news.
a plant who knew the trainer, and he's like, today's.
I'm worried. To me, look, we're talking about it. I feel like
I'm worried that now pretty much every zoo in the world, people are just going to be walking up to the orangutan.
that's what I mean. Is that now people are going to be expecting that, and it always comes back to I'm afraid someone's going to hit it with a stick because they're mad at it.
Hit the orangutan with a stick?
Yes, I'm afraid. I don't know.
For not wearing the sunglasses,
Yes,
right?
now the orangutan has this pressure to be like, why didn't that one do the cute thing with my iPhone that I dropped or whatever? And then they're gonna be like, kill the orangutan. No, I don't know. But I don't like the story. You know what? There's something fishy about that story for me.
There's something fishy about it?
But I do enjoy the orangutan putting the glasses on.
I mean, this picture, there's a lot of good pictures, but this one, he's putting them on upside down.
I feel like that was like most of the 70s movies we watched.
I do.
Was that?
You know, it's funny because I think that there's a trend of as we get older, it's very easy to like criticize like movies today. But you're right that most of the movies we watched as kids had a monkey putting on sunglasses.
And you know that I also might be a little biased because I have not a great story from SNL about, I believe it was an orangutan in a sketch that grabbed, much like Cuomo, grabbed my arm and wouldn't let go when I was doing a fast change.
So it wasn't even during the sketch.
No, I think Jason Bateman was the host.
Oh yeah, was it monkeys throwing poop at celebrities?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I walked by and it made eye contact with me and it was like, and it came out of nowhere and grabbed my hand and it wouldn't let me go.
I remember it kept shaking its head shot at you because he wanted
That's right.
he wanted to meet your agent.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't help you. Yeah, so maybe I have great respect for animals, and I don't think anyone or any sunglasses should go near them.
No, I feel no peace when I'm in a room
No.
we don't have animals on this show anymore
Really?
because there was a sloth on the show, and I was looking at the sloth, and it was wonderful.
Yes.
I mean, again, seeing a sloth up
yes.
close, it was a sloth, right? And at some point, I was just looking at the sloth, and I feel like we made eye contact. And what I read from the sloth was him saying, "I don't like it here."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I feel bad for
And
the
I
orangutan.
think they had told him it was a different late night show. Like, I think it was dawning on him
He
that
was
this
like,
wasn't.
Oh, this isn't what I thought it was.
This wasn't what it was.
He was like, late night. Oh.
Oh.
I thought it was a different late night.
He goes, I thought it was like the genre of late night shows. I didn't realize it was late night, like,
He was like, oh.
in quotes.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Well, then.
He was like, he was very slow, again, slowly. He was looking for the roots, but it was like this.
Yeah.
And you could tell,
Yeah.
and that really hurt my feelings. I guess it's not really that, I stopped doing it because it was very hard to have my feelings hurt by an animal.
Well, yeah.
Hey, a fish with human-looking teeth was caught off the coast of North Carolina.
I don't buy it. I don't think that's real.
Really? Have you really not seen this photo?
No.
All right.
No, this is a real photo?
Yeah, will you be honest?
Yeah, I'm gonna, okay.
If you think this fish has human-looking teeth.
Yes, of course.
Be honest right away.
This is what it's about, being honest. It feels like horse teeth.
I think it is more horse teeth than human teeth. I agree with you.
What else do we have?
TikTok? Do you engage with TikTok? You love it.
I do love
We've
it.
talked about it, and I will admit that
I'm
not.
too old for TikTok, I think, but I love it. I love
So
it.
people are eating frozen honey. Have you seen this yet?
That is not on my FYP. My
I
FYP
guess
is
when-
very.
When you eat frozen honey, I guess it maybe gives you diarrhea.
And why are they eating it? Just to see what
don't-
happens.
I guess to see
To
what
get
happens.
diarrhea.
No, I think the diarrhea is like, uh-oh.
But why were they eating in the first place? Just because
You're on TikTok. Hold on, let me see.
Let's see what it says. Because
Because
that is specific.
Guy squeezed a frozen bottle with both hands, watching the golden goop come out like toothpaste. Then he took a big sticky bite.
Okay, so it's like an ASMR thing where they're like, check how
Yeah.
cool it looks.
Yeah,
It also gives you diarrhea.
yeah.
Most cool things do.
Yeah, I think if
Most
there's
cool
any
things
message
do.
we give to the kids.
Yeah.
What do you...
I mean, I feel like, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, my For You page, TikTok For You page, really does tell me where I am mentally.
Oh, like mentally. And what is it currently?
Right now, it's kind of, there's a lot of like sad stuff right now. I gotta put a little pep in my step. I can tell that if I'm low level depressed by the fact that I'm watching too much TikToks of like, soldiers and their like dogs they've lost in war and stuff. And I'm like, I need to get back to some.
Yeah. You know what? I wasn't watching
Honey.
it on. I wasn't watching it on TikTok, but I feel like this would be something you'd love a great deal. Best thing that happened in the Olympics was watching families
Oh my God.
watch.
Incredible.
I mean, the best.
Incredible.
It's weird to realize, like, I feel bad for the actual athlete who's doing all this work, and yet I want to watch the people watch the athlete.
And I know that there must have been such a sad moment when the families couldn't be there in person to see. I can't imagine. But to watch like the Hamong community, Suni Lee's family together who like supported her gymnastics and they got to be together, like being in that crowd, and that must have been.
And there was the swimmer from Alaska, the same thing, like just the community.
Yeah.
Also, it's really fun to watch people like a group of people. They was like just pounding and urging someone off.
Yeah.
You've seen this. There's a lot of talk about celebrities not taking showers. Have you
Oh,
been following this?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Gyllenhaal not showering a lot. Dwayne Johnson has come out 3 showers a day.
3 a day.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of body to wash on
A lot of rock.
DJ, a lot of rock. I feel like I want to get Judge Judy's take on that.
Okay.
I feel like whatever Judge Judy says, I would agree with. If
You would
she-
just cede the decision.
I would like to know what yeah. I always agree with her decisions for the most part, but if she said, what? Like, who cares? Like, shower whenever you want. I'd be like, of course. And then if she said, like, shower every day, you crazy person, like, I'd be like, Judy's right.
Yeah.
So I don't have a strong
What do you think Judy would say if Cuomo touched her stomach? Do a Judge Judy for me as Cuomo touches
I'll
her
tell you
stomach.
something about Judge Judy that I think she would want everyone to be reminded of. She keeps it tight.
Yeah.
So her stomach is incredible. Whoever's touching it, she has the cutest little chassis. Judy, you look fantastic. And I don't know what she's doing, but damn, she keeps it tight. That's neither here nor there. But what would you do if Cuomo, oh boy, this feels like a fun short film we can make. I don't know, probably be like,
Yeah.
what are you, nuts?
I think, or like she would just like hit him back in the stomach.
Yep, she would, yep. Or maybe she'd have a gavel.
Oh, gavel.
She'd gavel him.
Yeah.
She'd get him right. She'd get him right in the gavel.
She'd wait till his hand went back on a hard surface.
And then she'd gavel the hand. Either way, he would owe her $250
Right.
for legal fees.
Well, I think if anything, we've really put a bow on the Andrew Cuomo
Yep.
governorship.
Well, what a day for.
What a day.
And thank you. And you know, you guys are always doing your great jokes here, and they're always great. But I mean, wasn't this exciting to have a conversation about the news?
It was. I feel like I feel like more, I think the audience at home will feel more enlightened as well.
Yeah, and I mean, much like like it's nice to have uninformed, uneducated people come by who
Yeah.
don't really know the news,
Yeah.
but have strong.
Well, I think, yeah, for the people who are watching this who don't live in New York,
Yeah.
like this is what a lot of what it's like.
Yeah,
it's just
but-
the uneducated and uninformed taking up oxygen and sharing their opinions.
Yeah, but you're usually in the line at a deli,
Yeah.
and there might be somebody on the floor asleep
Yep.
too.
And then maybe one person not wearing a mask and causing a bit of a hubbub.
Yep. And I'll tell you something, and I know this is going to be weird, but my For You page on TikTok has a lot of people on airplanes getting taped up.
Yeah. Duct taped on a plane. How do we feel about duct taped on a plane?
Okay, and this is going to be weird. I enjoy being squeezed and compressed. I like it.
Yeah.
So there is a part of me, I do not want to say anything that would make me get duct tape.
Yeah.
But could I request to be duct taped? Because I would feel so good in it if
Yeah.
I was all smushed in, and I would like the feeling, but I don't want to have the behavior.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's going to be a.
I like the idea that they would land and then like the cops would run on the plane and they'd see you and the stewardess would have to be like, no, she asked.
No, this
it's
is
him.
She paid extra.
She paid extra.
I would
She's
love
fine.
to get a gentle duct taping with like a beautiful duct tape, that doesn't hurt when it comes off,
Oh, right, yeah.
and a quiet duct taping, like a lavender duct tape that's wrapped. And they're like, "Don't bother her, she's duct taped." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I wish I could talk, but I'm duct taped to the seat." but no, that's not good. That's
Yeah.
not good. That's not good behavior. But
Well-
one man's treasure is another man's duct tape.